Companion is a 2025 psychological sci-fi horror thriller directed by Drew Jancock that tells the story of Iris and her boyfriend Josh as they join a group of friends for a weekend retreat at a remote lakeside estate owned by Jack's friend Kat's new boyfriend Sergey, a shady and ominous Russian businessman. Everything is going well until the next day when Sergey tries to physically attack Iris, leading to his death. Now, the group of friends need to deal with the death of Sergey and an emotionally traumatized victim, which leads to something no one would really be expecting if they didn't watch the trailer. And that's the biggest issue with this film. The trailer ruined the most interesting aspect of it. So, spoiler for those who haven't seen the trailer, if you want to watch this movie, definitely go check it out. I will give this movie, even with the spoiled trailer, 3.5 out of 5 stars. So definitely, I think you should check it out, definitely for sure. Now, I'm going to spoil the movie, so if you have seen the trailer, but I'm really going to spoil. I'm going to get into spoilers, okay? So here we go. This movie's whole premise relies on what they expose in the trailer, and that is that Iris is a robot, a customizable sex robot, basically. And if you don't think this is going to happen in the near future, I'd say give it 10 more years, and in fact, people will be having their own sexual robots as companions at home. Anyway, she's a customizable sex robot, as I said, that accidentally kills Sergey at a secluded getaway, only we're going to discover that this, in fact, wasn't an accident. And this was actually planned. Now, honestly, again, I'm going to go into this spoiler alert, okay? So, if you just told you this part, gonna get into it. The movie's fantastic if you don't know anything about it, and the trailer just ruins it. Honestly, the trailer ruins the entire film. You go into it, but even when you get to this point and they expose this one part, it's still fun to watch. But honestly, I don't know who was responsible for this trailer or why they delivered this trailer like this. There's a way they could have made this film without exposing that one aspect, the most crucial aspect, the part that is the most enjoyable. That's really the highlight, and then finding out that this robot has all these features and then her gaining access to it. But anyway, what you discover is that her boyfriend Josh, spoiler alert, basically set this all up. He hacked her. They even say, well, you jailbroke your sex bot? That's what he does. He jailbreaks his sex bot, and he does this plan to please his friend Kat, because he thinks Kat said that Sergey is some sort of Russian gangster who has about $12 million in his home, and Josh came up with this elaborate explanation as to why they're going to do this, just to find out that in fact Sergey is just a fucking farmer basically, and he inherited and he just works hard, and he has all this just by working. When Josh just assumed all these things, and Kat didn't correct him, so they basically killed like just a rich guy just for his money. Josh made this whole elaborate thing up, and Josh is kind of a piece of crap, even though he seems like a nice guy. He's played by Jack Quaid. He seems very nice, but whatever. But you've discovered that he's just a small, insignificant little person that has delusions of grandeur, and I guess he wants to be with Kat too in a way, because there's a moment where they said like, are you two dating? And he goes, what? No. And she says, ew, no. And he goes, what do you mean, ew? So it seems like he wanted her, and he's even embarrassed the fact that he has a sex bot, which I don't understand. If you would have, even if you was a robot and it wasn't a real person, and you had somebody that cared for you as much as this, I don't think it's kind of fucked up in that regard too. But the whole film relies on Sophie and Jack. Actually, they're the two best parts in this film, Sophie and Josh. Again, Iris and Josh, Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid. They're fantastic. Jack Quaid, I like him in almost everything he does. Sophie Thatcher, so far I saw her in Heretic and this, and I love her in Heretic, and I love her in this. Now, the writing for the film, but I would have praised it for having some smart dialogue in the beginning when you don't know that she's a robot. That's what kind of sucks. There's an interesting conversation between her and Kat, and how Kat talks about basically like Kat's like the robot and the sex bot in real life. She's a real sex bot, and it's just interesting. They have dialogue back and forth that I was like, that's interesting. That's really, really interesting. Everything that Kat is saying is describing basically what Iris is, and Iris doesn't know it. But in the same sense, it's also really describing what Kat is. So I found that very interesting. But then there's some parts that I dislike about this film, which is obvious. There are some woke elements in this film. I'm not talking about the fact that there's a gay character. That didn't bother me really, seriously. But it's just like I don't necessarily believe that Josh is friends with this guy, and there's other things involved in there. A lot of Jack's character is portrayed like white men are evil, and this is all these stereotypes of why Josh is such a terrible person, as he fits the criteria of what we say white men are evil. So that there's that there. But even with that, you know, Jack Quaid pulls it off. So like just like being like a regular guy, but he's being like demoralized and demeaned by the robot later on at the end, and I was like, ugh. But nonetheless, I highly do enjoy this, and I do like the one where she says you have a below average penis size and all these things. I thought that was fun. I liked the film. I enjoyed the film. I liked I liked the movie a lot, actually, to be honest. Even with all these minuscule complaints, the biggest complaint is actually that the movie's spoiled. That's the worst thing they could do. I don't know why they did that. They could have made the trailer seem like something else, like she went crazy and she's killing people, without revealing the most important part, the most interesting part, the most coolest part. This movie could have made a lot more money. I don't know why they decided to go in this route, and I guess a lot of reviewers saw, and they gave, like, that's the whole trailer. It's just quotes that reviewers had, and yeah, of course they thought it was cool and it was fun and everything, because they went in without knowing anything. So of course they're gonna say this is a great film, because I would have thought that too. If I saw this movie without seeing the trailer, I would have been fawning over this movie that it was fantastic. Maybe criticizing it a little bit, but my rating would have been a lot higher. Probably would have been, you know, a little bit high. Probably would have been a lot higher. But anyway, nonetheless, the performances are good from almost every single person in the film. I have no real actual complaints besides the trailer and a little bit of the woke elements, but it's not done so hard to hit you over your head. It's just a little bit of dialogue at the end, a little bit in the beginning, and some character bullshit that they tried to pull with one of the guys. But besides that, I think this is a highly enjoyable film. If you haven't seen this trailer, or if you have seen the trailer and you did listen to my spoiler review, got this far, and you're still interested in seeing it, go watch it. You'll enjoy it. You really will enjoy it. It's just, you know, it's a good, really good film. Like I said, I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars because the trailer ruined everything. If it wasn't for that trailer, I probably would have had a 4 out of 5 star, or 4.5 out of 5 stars for this film. It's a unique little film that's been done before, but I don't know. I really do like this film, and I like Sophie. I think she does a really good job making you care for this robot that becomes self-aware. So she does a really good job, and I think she's really pretty. And I like Jack Quaid. I think he's a decent guy. He's always playing the bitch, but this time he kind of doesn't play the bitch. So that's interesting. Anyway, like I said, it's 3.5 out of 5 stars. If you like this movie, let me know in the comment section down below what you liked about it, what you disliked about it. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.